Leviticus 16. 1. And the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, who died when they approached the Lord. 2. And the Lord said unto Moses, Tell Aaron thy brother, that he enter not at all times into the holy place, within the veil, before the mercy seat which is upon the ark, lest he die, for I will appear in the cloud over the mercy seat. 3. With this Aaron shall enter the sanctuary, with a young bull for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. 4. He shall put on the holy linen tunic, and shall have linen breeches upon his flesh, and shall be girded with a linen girdle, and shall cover himself with a linen mitre. These are holy garments, therefore he shall bathe his flesh in water, and shall clothe him. 5. And from the congregation of the children of Israel he shall take 2 goats for a sin offering and 1 ram for a burnt offering. 6. Then Aaron shall offer the bullock of atonement, which shall be for him, and he will make atonement for himself and his house. 7. He shall also take both of the goats, and set them before the Lord, at the door of the tent of meeting. 8. And Aaron shall cast lots for the 2 goats, one for the Lord, and the other for the scapegoat. 9. Then Aaron shall bring the goat on which the Lord's lot fell, and offer it for a sin offering. 10. But the goat on which the lot falls to be a scapegoat shall present itself alive before the Lord, to make atonement with it, to send it into the wilderness as a scapegoat. 11. And Aaron shall bring the bullock of atonement, which shall be for him, and make atonement for himself and for his house, and he shall slaughter the bull of his atonement. 12. He shall also take the censer full of coals of fire from the altar before the Lord, and its handles full of finely ground fragrant incense, and bring it within the veil. 13. And he shall put the incense on the fire before the Lord, and the cloud of incense shall cover the mercy seat, which is over the testimony, that he die not. 14. And he shall take some of the bull's blood, and sprinkle it with his finger on the face of the mercy seat, toward the east side, and before the mercy seat he shall sprinkle 7 times of the blood with his finger. 15. Afterward he shall slay the goat of atonement, which shall be for the people, and bring its blood within the veil, and he shall do with its blood as he did with the blood of the bull, and shall sprinkle it upon the mercy seat, and before the face of the mercy seat. 16. So shall he make atonement for the sanctuary for the uncleanness of the children of Israel, and for their transgressions, and for all their sins, and so shall he do for the tent of meeting that dwells with them in the midst of their uncleanness. 17. And no man will be in the tent of meeting when he goes in to make atonement in the sanctuary, until he comes out, after atonement has been made for himself, and for his house, and for all the congregation of Israel. 18. Then he shall go out to the altar which is before the Lord, and make atonement for him, and he shall take some of the bull's blood, and the goat's blood, and put it on the horns of the altar round about. 19. And he shall sprinkle some of the blood on the altar with his finger 7 times, and he shall cleanse it from the filthiness of the children of Israel, and sanctify it. 20. When he has made an end of making atonement for the sanctuary, and for the tent of meeting, and for the altar, then he will bring the live goat. 21. And Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat, and shall confess over him all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions, and all their sins, and he shall put them on the head of the goat, and send him into the wilderness by the hand of a man appointed for that purpose. 22. So that goat shall bear all their iniquities to the lonely land, and he will leave the goat in the desert. 23. Then Aaron will come to the tent of meeting, and will take off the linen garments, which he had put on when he entered the sanctuary, and will leave them there. 24. And he shall bathe his flesh in water in the holy place, and put his garments on, then he shall go out and prepare his burnt offering and the burnt offering of the people, and make atonement for himself and for the people. 25. He also shall burn the fat of the sin offering on the altar. 26. And he who took the scapegoat shall wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. 27. But the bull of atonement, and the goat of the sin offering, whose blood was brought to make atonement in the sanctuary, shall be brought outside the camp, but their skins, their flesh, and their dung shall burn with fire. 28. And he who burns them shall wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. 29. And this shall be to you by statute forever, in the 7th month, on the 10th of the month, you shall afflict your souls, and you shall not do any work, neither the native nor the foreigner who sojourns among you. 30. For on that day atonement will be made for you, to purify you, and you will be cleansed from all your sins before the Lord. 31. It is a Sabbath of rest for you, and you will afflict your souls, this is perpetual statute. 32. And the priest who is anointed and who is holy to minister in the priest's office in his father's place shall make atonement, having put on the linen garments, the holy garments. 33. Thus shall he make atonement for the holy sanctuary, he will also make atonement for the tent of meeting and for the altar, likewise shall he make atonement for the priests and for all the people of the congregation. 34. And it shall be for you a perpetual ordinance, to make atonement for the children of Israel for all their sins once in the year. And Aaron did as the Lord commanded Moses. Leviticus 17. 1. The Lord spoke more to Moses, saying, 2. Speak to Aaron and to his sons, and to all the sons of Israel, and say to them, This is the word which the Lord commanded, saying, 3. Any man of the house of Israel who slaughters an ox or a lamb or a goat in the camp, or who slaughters them outside the camp. 4. And he does not bring them to the door of the tent of meeting, to offer an offering to the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, to that man shall blood be imputed, shed blood, therefore he will be cut off from his people. 5. So that the children of Israel, bringing their sacrifices, which they offer in the face of the field, may bring them to the Lord at the door of the tent of meeting to the priest, and offer them for peace offerings to the Lord. 6. And the priest shall sprinkle the blood on the altar of the Lord, at the door of the tent of meeting, and burn the fat for a sweet odor to the Lord. 7. And they will never again offer their sacrifices to demons, after which they prostitute themselves, this shall be to them a perpetual statute throughout their generations. 8. Say therefore unto them, Any man of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, who shall offer a burnt offering or a sacrifice. 9. And he does not bring him to the door of the tent of meeting to offer to the Lord, that man shall be cut off from his people. 10. And any man of the house of Israel, or of the foreigners who sojourn among them, who eats any blood, I will set my face against that soul, and cut him off from his people. 11. Because the life of the flesh is in the blood, for what I have given you on the altar, to make atonement for your souls, for it is the blood that makes atonement for the soul. 12. Therefore I have said to the children of Israel, None of you shall eat blood, nor shall a foreigner who sojourns among you eat blood. 13. Also any man of the children of Israel, or of the foreigners who sojourn among them, who hunts animal or fowl that may be eaten, shall spill its blood, and shall cover him with dust. 14. For the life of all flesh is its blood, therefore I have said to the children of Israel, You shall not eat the blood of any flesh, for the life of all flesh is its blood, whoever eats it will be cut off. 15. And every man among the natives, or among the foreigners, who eats a dead or torn body, shall wash his clothes, and bathe with water, and be unclean until evening, then it will be cleaned. 16. But if he does not wash them or bathe his flesh, he will bear his iniquity. Leviticus 18. 1. The Lord spoke more to Moses, saying, 2. He speaks to the children of Israel, and says to them, I am the Lord your God. 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt where you dwelt you shall not do, nor after the doings of the land of Canaan where I bring you shall you do, nor shall you walk in its statutes. 4. Ye shall do according to my judgments, and keep my statutes, to walk in them. I am the Lord your God. 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which, as a man beholds them, he will live by them. I am the Lord. 6. No man will approach any of his fleshly relatives to uncover her nakedness. I am the Lord. 7. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father and mother, she is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. 8. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's wife, it is your father's nakedness. 9. The nakedness of your sister, your father's daughter, or your mother's daughter, born at home or outside your home, you shall not uncover her nakedness. 10. The nakedness of your son's daughter, or of your daughter's daughter, her nakedness you shall not uncover, because it is your nakedness. 11. The nakedness of the daughter of your father's wife, begotten of your father, she is your sister, her nakedness you shall not uncover. 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, she is your father's relative. 13. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is your mother's kinswoman. 14. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother, you shall not go near his wife, she is your aunt. 15. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law, she is thy son's wife, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. 16. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife, it is your brother's nakedness. 17. You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, you shall not take your son's daughter, or your daughter's daughter, to uncover her nakedness, relatives are, evil is. 18. And thou shalt not take a woman together with her sister, to make her a rival, uncovering her nakedness before her in her lifetime. 19. And thou shalt not come near a woman during her uncleanness, to uncover her nakedness. 20. Nor shall you lie with your neighbor's wife for copulation, to defile yourself with her. 21. And thou shalt not give any of thy seed to pass through the fire before Moloch, and thou shalt not profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. 22. Thou shalt not lie with a man, as with a woman, abomination is. 23. Neither shalt thou lie down with an animal, to defile thyself with it, nor shall a woman stand before an animal, to mate with it, confusion is. 24. With none of these things defile yourselves, for by all these things the nations that I cast out before you have become defiled. 25. Therefore the land is polluted, and I visit their iniquity, and the earth vomits out its inhabitants. 26. But you shall keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not do any of these abominations, neither the native nor the foreigner who sojourns among you. 27. For all these abominations did the men of the land, which were before you, and the land was defiled. 28. Lest the land vomit you out, having defiled it, as it vomited out the nation that was before you in it. 29. But whoever does any of these abominations, yes, those who do them will be cut off from their people. 30. Therefore you shall keep my commandment, not doing any of the abominable practices that were done before you, and do not defile yourselves with them. I am the Lord your God. Leviticus 19. 1. The Lord spoke more to Moses, saying. 2. He speaks to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and says to them, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. 3. Each shall fear his mother and father, and shall keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. 4. You shall not turn to idols, nor shall you make yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. 5. And when you offer peace offerings to the Lord, of your own free will you offer them. 6. On the day you sacrifice it, and on the next day, it shall be eaten, but what remains on the third day shall be burned with fire. 7. And if any of it is eaten on the third day, it is an abominable thing, will not be accepted. 8. And whoever eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned the holiness of the Lord, therefore such a soul shall be cut off from his people. 9. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not completely reap the corner of your field, nor shall you gather the fallen ears of your harvest. 10. Likewise thou shalt not scratch thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather the fallen berries of thy vineyard, you will leave them to the poor and the foreigner. I am the Lord your God. 11. You shall not steal, nor lie, nor deal falsely each one with his neighbor. 12. Nor shall you swear falsely by my name, for you will profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. 13. Thou shalt not oppress thy neighbor, nor rob him, the wages of the day laborer will not stay with you until morning. 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. 15. Thou shalt not do wrong in the judgment, thou shalt not respect the poor, nor honor the mighty, with righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. 16. Thou shalt not go about as a gossip among thy people, thou shalt not set thyself against thy neighbor's blood. I am the Lord. 17. You shall not hate your brother in your heart, thou shalt not fail to rebuke thy neighbor, and thou shalt not suffer sin for his sake. 18. Thou shalt not take vengeance, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. 19. Thou shalt keep my statutes, you will not allow your animals of different species to mix together, thou shalt not sow different seeds in thy field, and thou shalt not wear garments of different materials mixed together. 20. And when a man lies with a woman who is a servant betrothed to another man, and she is not ransomed even if she is set free, then they shall be beaten, will not die, for she was not delivered. 21. And he shall bring a ram of atonement to the Lord at the door of the tent of meeting for atonement for his guilt. 22. And the priest shall make atonement for him before the Lord with the ram of the trespass offering for the sin which he has committed, and he will be forgiven. 23. And when you come into the land, and plant every tree for food, your fruit shall be uncircumcised, 3 years shall he be uncircumcised to you, it shall not be eaten. 24. But in the 4th year all its fruit shall be holy, to give praise to the Lord. 25. And in the 5th year you shall eat its fruit, that it may increase your produce. I am the Lord your God. 26. You shall not eat anything with the blood, you shall not foretell or guess. 27. You shall not cut your hair, rounding the corners of your head, nor damage the ends of your beard. 28. You shall not strike your flesh for the dead, neither shall you make a mark upon yourselves. I am the Lord. 29. Thou shalt not defile thy daughter by making her play the harlot, lest the land be prostituted, nor filled with wickedness. 30. You shall keep my Sabbaths, and revere my sanctuary. I am the Lord. 31. Do not turn to diviners and sorcerers, do not seek them, defiling yourselves with them. I am the Lord your God. 32. Thou shalt rise before gray hairs, and honor the face of the old man, and you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. 33. And when the foreigner sojourns with you in your land, you shall not oppress him. 34. As a natural among you will be the stranger who sojourns with you, you shall love him as yourself, for you are strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. 35. You shall not do wrong in the judgment, nor in the rod, nor in the weight, nor in the measure. 36. Just scales, just weights, just ephah, and just him. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. 37. Therefore ye shall keep all my statutes, and all my judgments, and do them. I am the Lord.